Hey, it's Justin Martin with Duck Commander. I was just looking over the questions everybody asked. There's some good ones out here. I don't know, I got about 20 or so here I picked, and gonna answer answer them for y'all and see what you think. Brian, I'm not even gonna attempt your last name. Asked, how many nicknames have you had before Friar Tuck, and how long do you anticipate this one will last? Short answer on how many I've had is more than two. Long answer, I've lost count long ago. So, but Friar Tuck seems to be the one that stuck, and actually after going and watching the movie Robin Hood, I cannot disagree with the nickname. So, it is what it is. The day you see me wearing a burlap sack around though, that's when it's gone too far. Ken Fredrickson asked, what gun and ammunition do you prefer to use when you duck hunt? Well, it's easy. On the gun, anything by Benelli. I'm a little different than most. I like using small guns if I can. I guess it's because I've got such a big stature. I like this year, I actually shot about 5 different limits of ducks with a 410. So, I like a little challenge. And as far as ammunition, Black Cloud number 3s if they make it. If they don't, anything else by Federal Premium. Because, it's just the best out there. Why would you not want to use it? Nathan Ganaway asks, what is your favorite call in the DC selection? Well, Nathan, that'd be any call that I personally build. Which just so happens I build a lot of them. So the call I use day in and day out is the duck picker. It just fits me the best. I can get it loud. I can milk it down to nothing. I always carry a teal call with me because in Louisiana we've got a lot of teal. I always have a gadwall call with me and a wood duck call. So those pretty well round out the calls that I've got around my neck at any given time, along with a pintail whistle, because you can do 6 or 7 different ducks with it. You always want to have a variety, because generally you've got a variety of decoys out. So you want to sound like everybody's there. And off the hunting mindset for a while, or not for a while, but at least for one question, Hunter Saucer want to know what kind of fishing I like to do. That's an easy one. Crappie fishing, white perch, sockeye, whatever you want to call them. That's what I'm into. It's the only thing that is right there to me as fun as duck hunting. And that's because they are so doggone good to eat. You just can't, I can't get enough of them. So if you've never eaten a crappie, my suggestion is go do it, and you'll forget about any kind of pond raised catfish, all that trash you ever thought about that was good. Cole Griffith wanted to know when, he said, when is the last time you shot a spoonbill? Well, Cole, let me be honest with you. If duck season was open, I'd shoot one today. I have no problem shooting shovelers. It's just part of it. It's duck season. It's not mallard season, it's duck season. Your limit is 6 ducks, not 6 this. So shovelers, while they ain't very much on table fare, people are always wanting us to give them ducks. So you can guess what we do with the shovelers. They're the first ones donated. But they are a pretty sporting target. Me and Si killed 2 this year at about 80 yards. We did it just to see if we could do it. And wouldn't you know it, boom, boom, both of them were dead. If it had been a mallard drake, they'd still be flying off. I think shovelers die at the sound of loud noises. Scott, Scott, well, anyway, Scott, you know who you are if you posted this question. Want to know, what ducks do you like to eat the most, and how do you like to cook it? I guess you could call me somewhat of a duck snob. I'm only going to eat one of 2 ducks. That's a green-winged teal and a wood duck. If you make me choose between them 2, I'm going to eat the green-winged teal. And I will eat them any which way you cook them. Cut them in strips, fry them, put them in a gumbo, just straight up bake them like you would a Thanksgiving turkey. Of course, wrapped on the grill, wrapped in bacon. Fantastic. those two you can get away with a lot, because the best thing about them is they really don't taste like duck. So, but you know, duck ain't bad, but if you do it wrong, it can ruin on you in a hurry. So I stick with the two best. Everything else give away. You know, clean them for the people, give them to them for those that aren't able to go duck hunting and may be less fortunate than all of us. Chip Hoke wanted to know, what would you recommend to a duck hunter just starting, setup, decoys, and calling? Chip, best recommendation I can make for you is to go with people that have been duck hunting a long time. Odds are in your area, there's some people that you can find that will be willing to take you along, and sit back and listen to what they say, what they do, watch what they do, take all that in. That's how I got started. I went with an old family friend, and I just took everything in. Then I took it upon myself to learn how to blow duck call, and then I started figuring out, why did we set up like this, why did we do that, and it's really a trial and error game. I can't give you one catch-all answer for that, because there just isn't one. I mean, anywhere you go around the country, that answer could be different. Basically, for a basic rule of setup, you always want the wind at your back. That way the ducks that light against the wind will be lighting straight into you. You've got to be hidden. First and foremost, if you're not concealed, you ain't gonna kill nothing anyway. So you've got to be hidden. You want the wind at your back. It's not a necessity. The only thing you don't want the wind doing is blowing right at your face, because then you're gonna be shooting them up the butt all day, which is very difficult shooting. Decoy wise, I always say start with as few as you can, a dozen or less, and then work your way up if you're hunting bigger piles of ducks, all that good stuff. You know, and especially late season, start with just, 6 or 8 decoys, pair them off like it's late in the season, put a drake with a hen everywhere, and just have it real natural. The hens late in the season don't do a lot of call. They just, just kind of a contentment call. They don't do much, just 3 notes for the most part, and act like real ducks. Early in the season, when everybody's feeding happy, you can be real excited, make a lot of racket, but late in the season, I wouldn't do it. And most importantly, I don't know that I've ever been guilty of not calling enough, but I've definitely been guilty of calling too much. So the least amount of calling you can do, the better. Tyler Hoptroff asks, what type of waders do I prefer? Tyler, down here in Louisiana, several companies make them now. They're a breathable style wader. That's all we need down here. It does not get cold. They're loose fitting, so it allows you to put plenty of clothes on under it if that's your thing. But also you can wear the bare minimum under it during early September teal season, and you're not just burning up, sweating to death. You can always, like I said, I like them loose, so you can add as much as you want to it. You don't have to, neoprene and a big guy, no, those two things don't go together. And trust me, I'm big, so me and neoprene, not best of friends. Bill Tipton asks, how do you put up with working at a family business where one brother is the CEO and the other is in the back building calls? How often does Phil come into work, and do y'all really let Si do anything? All right, first things first. I can't imagine working anywhere else than right here at Duck Commander. It's a fantastic place to work. Not only because you get to hunt for a living, but you're surrounded by people that are sharing in the same Christian walk you are. You're surrounded with good believers that keep you in check, and just, it's a general, I never see anybody upset around here. So there's got to be something to it, that we're all worshiping, fellowshipping, working together, and that you don't run into that. Everybody around here's always got a smile on their face. We're thankful for what's been put before us, and it's just, you just really, there's no price you can put on that, that's for sure. As far as the Willie and Jace dynamic, Willie pretty well stays out of our way. He knows we're back here building duck calls. As long as we get our job done, we can come and go as we please. As long as at the end of the day all these duck calls are built. If I want to take off half a day and go fishing, that's what I'm going to do. So but it all comes back to, sometimes we'll get here at 5 in the morning, sometimes we're going to leave till 11 at night. So you got to put your work in, but as long as it's done, you're not going to catch any slack. And Jace is the same way. Trust me, he's got way more liberty than me and old Goblin, because we got the wrong last name. But as far as that, Jace is awesome to work with. Great inspiration to anybody. Phil come into work. Phil stops by this warehouse maybe once a week, and that's when he's killing time before church on Wednesday nights. Other than that, he's doing work, but you don't necessarily see it because he's getting the blinds and the land ready for us to hunt over the next fall. It's pretty impressive to watch what I think he's 66, maybe going to be 66. Pretty impressive to see what he can still do at his age. He can work circles around just about anybody. And Cy, yes, we do let him build the reeds. He's the one that cuts the reeds and puts them together. And generally that takes about 2 hours a morning, and the rest of the time he's asleep. So he shows up and works from 7:30 to about 9:30. He takes a nap, wakes up, somehow always wakes up when the pots and pans start rattling and we're all in there saying a blessing, getting ready to eat. And then as soon as he gets done eating, he takes another nap, at which the end of that, he stands up and says, well, boys, I've had about all this crap I can stand. I'm going to the house. See y'all tomorrow. That's Silas Robertson's MO every day. But hey, you get 2 hours out of him. He's old. And really a lot of fun to work with overall. Christopher Joe Ballard wanted to know, is it better to have a variety of decoys or should I just stick with mallard decoys? Well, Christopher, it just depends on where you're hunting. I personally prefer a variety of decoys because there's more than just mallards flying around. I found with teal and gadwalls and wood ducks, especially those three, they'll get a little leery of only mallard decoys. So they like looking down and seeing something that looks like their own kind there. So short answer there is yes, if you can. If not, I would stick with mallards. Use more hens than drakes because a lot of hens look the same from the air. So just bear that in mind. Brian Corley wanted to know, what do you think about duck hunting in the rain? Hands down, it is one of the best times to duck hunt. I don't know what it is about a rain, but find you an open space of water, either an old oxbow lake or a field or whatever, and the rougher the weather gets, the better the ducks fly. Some of the best duck shoots I've ever had have been with lightning and thunder going on all around me, and the ducks just keep pouring in there. You stand up, shoot 3 times real fast, then you're done. This is Anna Stone here. She likes to just barge in without even knocking in the duck call room. Dan, you got something to say? Get on out of here, Nan. She's customer service 101. She's the one that screws up your orders if you ever got a problem. It ain't us. Boy, she'll like that. Anyway, so that's it about duck hunting in the rain.